Hello there all, my name is Kate and welcome to this channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing, click that like button, click the notification button so you won't miss the new content. Well, today we are spending a day in the magnificent, wonderful, unbelievable and one of the most beautiful cities of Istanbul. It's the largest city in Turkey, majestically spread out on the banks of the Bosphorus. This is a metropolis that is truly unique in the whole world, located simultaneously in Europe and Asia. Through Istanbul passes geographical borders of two continents and the waters of two seas, Black and Marmara. During its long 3,000-year history, Istanbul served as capital to the greatest empires of the world, Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman. It also used to be a religious center of Christianity and Islam. It's a luxurious city with unique charm that everyone has to visit at least once in their lifetime. People called it Byzantium, Constantinople, Tsargrad, Second Rome, or New Rome. The great Roman Emperor Constantine did not like the capital. He considered Rome to be the center of bureaucracy and senators drowning in debauchery and impudent, stupid people. So that's actually not new to the history. I think many of the rulers hated their own capitals. Peter the Great, for example, of Russia hated Moscow. That's why he built St. Petersburg to move the capital there. Having received God's blessing, Constantine founded on the peninsula the new city, the capital worthy of Roman Empire. Constantine himself supervised the construction of the city that was eventually named after him, even though that was not the intent. Initially, the city was supposed to be named the New Rome. The name, however, never caught up. And in 330, the residence was moved there, and Constantinople officially became the capital of the Roman Empire. In 1054, after the division of Christian Church, Constantinople became the stronghold of Orthodoxy. The powerful fortress walls survived 23 assaults by Avars and Crusaders and Bulgarians and all sorts of barbarians and whatnot. The last siege, unfortunately, ended in success. That was May 29th, 1453. That led to the fall of Constantinople and Byzantine Empire. It's a little bit more of what led to it. By the end of 14th and beginning of 15th century, Byzantine Empire was crumbling to pieces, and what was left of vast territory at the time was only Constantinople and the southern parts of Greece. The siege of the great city by Ottoman troops led to complete collapse of the mighty states. It lasted for 54 days, and on May 29, 1453, heavy artillery broke through the walls of the Gate of St. Roman. After a betrayal in the opening of the secret palace passage, Constantinople was taken. The head of its commander and the last emperor, Constantine Palaiologos, was handed over to Sultan Mehmed II, leading to the bloody end of Byzantium Empire, and a very, very sad, ironic ending of the city history as well. It started with Constantine, the first emperor who built it, and it ended also with Constantine. And now to the most exciting part of every trip, the food. I love Turkish cuisine. There are a lot of options, a lot of really good spices. I love flavorful food, and I think Asia is really good in providing it. So I'm a vegetarian, so my options were vegetarian based. There are plenty of really, really good meat options as well, but not for me. If you are a vegetarian, Rumist could be a very good option for you. It's very close to Hagia Sophia, and in my experience, the food was fantastic. They cook it in traditional Turkish ovens, and I had falafels and Turkish delights. I was recommended having Ottoman coffee with that, which was really good, and I liked it much more than the traditional Turkish coffee. Ottoman coffee is, I think, creamier and a little more flavorful than Turkish coffee, so try Ottoman coffee. In terms of what to bring home, I guess everyone knows about Turkish carpets. That's a bit heavy and a bit troublesome, but if you do need carpets, might be a good place to buy them. Be sure to bargain. I have no idea if I had a good deal on my carpets. I bought them, they look nice. I don't know, 5 years from now, ask me if it was worth buying them or not. Turkish delights are a good option as well. They're really tasty and fairly healthy. They use all fairly healthy ingredients, I believe: pomegranate jelly and nuts and seeds and rose petals and whatnot. It's really, really good and interesting and fairly unique. In terms of what to see, city obviously has a lot to offer, but probably one of the most important sites that people come to visit would be Hagia Sophia. It is located opposite of the Blue Mosque. When you come to Istanbul, you absolutely have to see it. It's the main religious symbol of Byzantium Constantinople. It's impossible to overlook. There's flocks of tourists around it all the time, admiring the magnificent temple. So it used to be an Orthodox church. Only 6 centuries ago was turned into mosque, and today it is, luckily for us, a museum, allowing us to see the different layers of the history of the temple. You could see the signs of Orthodox church and the paintings and the icons of Orthodox religion. You can also see those of the Islam. So one of the major conundrums today is, what layer do you want to keep? So if you take away some of the 600-year-old layers, you will reveal the layers of over 1,000 years old. So it's very, very difficult to decide what layers you would want to preserve. Obviously, by removing the layers, you destroy the earlier history and revealing the older one. Today you could see different layers revealed to you because it is a museum. The monumental building, located in the historical center of Istanbul in Sultanahmet district and surrounded by four slender minarets, which makes it very recognizable. Over 1,500 years history of its existence. As we pointed out, used to be an Orthodox cathedral, then a mosque, and today it is a museum. I really enjoyed my stay in Istanbul. I felt that people were very welcoming and really willing to help somehow. I've had a bunch of issues with finding things, and I could feel that people were really somehow happy to see me and willing to help. So in that sense, I had a really good experience. It has a bit of a reputation for not being entirely safe, so I would recommend paying attention to your wallets and cameras and phones. I haven't had any bad experience, but it still pays to be careful. Now I wanted to tell you more about the earlier history of the city. So the first settlements of the territory of modern-day Istanbul dates all the way back to Neolithic era. The city itself is believed to be founded as Byzantium in the 7th century BC by Greek settlers from Megara. The city served as an imperial capital for almost 1,600 years during First Roman Byzantium Empire from 330 to 1204, then Latin till 1261, late Byzantium till 1453, and the Ottoman till 1922. The city played a key role in promotion of Christianity in Roman Byzantium times. In 1923, after the Turkish War of Independence, Ankara replaced Istanbul as the capital of the newly formed Republic of Turkey, ending, sadly, in my personal opinion, the history of Istanbul serving as imperial capitals to empires of the world. After such a rich and fascinating history, no wonder that city is an extremely interesting one, with many attractions that date back to Roman, Byzantium, and Ottoman periods. The city is able to surprise everyone with unique heritage, world-famous monuments of history and culture, an amazing mix of West and East. Muslim mosques are standing side by side with Christian churches, and city amazes with its beauty. And no wonder the Greeks, the Romans, the Byzantines, the Ottomans loved the city. All of the rulers spent a lot of their treasure and energy and time on embellishment of the beloved capital. Ottoman dynasty, for example, continued to build new important gorgeous structures until the end of their line, as all of their predecessors. Once we crossed the bridge, we're moving to Galata district. That's a district that is dominated by a beautiful massive tower that shares its name. The tower was built by Genoese traders in 1349 as a watchtower and fortification to protect their treasures. In terms of interesting facts about the city, I guess Grand Bazaar, definitely worth your notice. It's the largest market in the world, largest covered market in the world, that houses approximately 3,000 shops and covers massive 61 streets long market. Once again, city served as a capital to three mighty empires, Roman, Latin, and Ottoman. The most important and beautiful landmark is Hagia Sophia, that was built originally in 325. Today, of course, we don't see quite the same temple because there were quite a few fires afterwards. But despite all of that, majority of structure still dates back to the 6th century. There were many reasons why Constantinople became what it has become and why Constantinople was chosen to be built where it was. First of all, the great access to the coast was the obvious reason that was important for trade, and it's also a very good geopolitically, strategically chosen place. And another reason was the Seven Hills. Apparently, Emperor Constantine the Great wanted to compete with the famous Seven Hills of Rome. I honestly believe the city deserves a whole series of videos rather than one short one. It doesn't do its justice. If I'll visit Istanbul again, I'll make a much more detailed and thorough video about it. I hope you have enjoyed it, even though it was short and to the point. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have visited Istanbul before, let me know what did you think about the city. It would be interesting to learn about your opinion. And don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to put the like. Thank you so much for joining, and see you soon.